inside the Niger Delta.
And now to politics. Recently, there has been increasing clamor for political space at the state and federal levels by the Isoko ethnic nationality in Delta State, South Nigeria. Despite having contributed immensely to the economic survival of Delta State and indeed the Nigerian state as a major producer of oil and gas, the Isoko ethnic nationality has been relegated politically without adequate political representation and appointments at all levels of government. This is the scenario the Isoko people want President Muhammadu Buhari to address as a matter of urgency. Specifically, they are appealing to Mr. President to appoint one of them into his next cabinet that is expected to be constituted in no distant time. The following interview captures the true feelings of the Isoko people. I have with me in our studios in Port Harcourt today two gentlemen of the Isoko Monitoring Group. First is Dr. Michael Aziabono, who is president of the Isoko Monitoring Group. Welcome to our studios.
Thank you, sir.
And also secretary of the Isoko Monitoring Group, Paul Emumena. Michael, welcome to our studios.
Thank you so much, sir.
I'm going to ask straight up. We've been doing some reports, and the Isoko agitation has been on now for some time to be part of the Federal Executive Council. You want somebody from your ethnic group to be appointed minister. Why?
Okay, if we look at Isoko as an ethnic nationality, we've been producing oil after Oloibiri oil was discovered in Isoko in Uzere in 1963. And as of today, we have a total of about 100,000 barrels of oil being produced from Isoko nation. And those oil that is being produced uninterrupted. We've not had issue of violence in Isoko. Isoko is one of the most peaceful ethnic nationality in Nigeria. If you look at the oil that has been produced to sustain the economy of Nigeria since 1963 up to date, you know that Isoko has contributed a lot to the development of this nation. So we look at it that it's time for us to be part. If you look at the return of since we returned to democracy, 9 ministers, since 1999 to date, 9 ministers have come out of Delta State, of which if you look at it, the 3 senatorial districts, each of them have produced 3 ministers. And the Delta South that we have from Isoko, we have produced 3 ministers. Out of the 3, the Ijos have produced 2, the Shekiri have produced 1 minister, but the Isoko have not produced 1. The Shekiris have governor for 8 years, but the Isoko, where are we? Despite the huge contribution we made to the national coffer. So we believe it is time for the president to appoint somebody from a Isoko ethnic nation to be part of his executive council so that we can also benefit from what other ethnic groups have benefited.
Is it enough to say that you deserve to get a minister just because you produce oil? Are there other considerations that you think that, yes, you also deserve to get a ministerial appointment, okay, or is it just because of oil?
No, that is not the only reason. Like in my opening remark, I talk about the number of ministers that we've had in Delta State. And if we take a look at the constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, it's talk about equity, fairness, and federal character. That is why the president cannot appoint ministers from only one particular state. They have to appoint at least a minister from each of the states of the federation. And if you take it down to Delta State, ministers have been appointed since 1999 up to date. And if you bring it down to Delta South that where Isoko happen to find themselves, the 3 ministers that have been appointed from the Delta South, none have been appointed from Isoko. So equity and fairness demand that this time around, the president should look inward and look at Isoko. And if I also remember vividly well, when the national president of the APC came to Isoko on a solidarity visit to the family, with the family, he told us categorically that it is now time for Isoko to be represented at the federal executive, so that our effort, equity, and fairness demand that it is our time. And we have people that are qualified, both old and young, experienced. We have people, so it's not just all about the oil that we produce. So I want to also appeal to the government that they should not take our peaceful nation for granted, that because Isoko is a peaceful nation that we should not be looked at. It is time. Now is the time for them to appoint an Isoko man or Isoko woman as a minister.
All right, Paul, let me come back to you on this. When you talk about marginalization, is it only in political appointments. Don't you have any federal presence in Isoko as we speak today?
You see, this is one of the issues that give me serious concern. If you come to Isoko, for instance, one of the things you are going to see, the only federal presence you are likely to see in Isoko as a whole, are police stations. Then maybe increasingly more urban post offices of no value, and then maybe with some NEPA poles or cable wires that are not even supplying electricity to the Isoko people. If you come to Isoko ethnic nationality, there is no single federal presence. We don't have federal institutions. There is not. We don't have any. Even the IOC operating in our land, they are just exploiting and extorting our people. If you come there, there is nothing, and we come to believe that this is largely also because the Isoko people are not being considered into federal appointment position where they can make input, where they can be part of the decision makers of this country. We have contributed a lot for this country, so we believe that it is necessary for Isoko man to also be part of the decision makers we want to serve. It should not just be as though the Isoko man we just the oils are being taken from our land, and then we are exposed to several health hazards. Our people are being maltreated, and at the end of the day, there is no federal government present, no good roads, no good healthcare systems, no federal institutions in Isoko land. If we continue like this, it will come to a time that the Isoko man may likely revolt. We are not praying for that. The Isoko people are very, very peaceful people. Our peaceful nation has been used against us. They are taking advantage of the peaceful nation of the Isoko people. We cannot receive the needed basic amenities we need from the federal government or the state government because we are peaceful. This is wrong. Criminality should not be rewarded against peaceful people. We are peaceful. We are law-abiding people of Nigeria. We have the qualified workmen that we need. Nigeria should come and also patronize the Isoko people so that we can also have good roads to walk. We can also have good waters to drink so that we can also have electricity. In Delta State, the electricity in Isoko is one of the worst in the entire Delta State. Delta State don't have any electricity, but if you come to Isoko, you will cry for us. It is total darkness. And these are some of the reasons we have seen, and we say no. Why are this thing continuing? If we have somebody in the Federal Executive Council, for instance, the cry of the Isoko people will be listened to. The Isoko man will be represented fairly and equitably. These are the things we are trying to condemn. And it has come to a time where the federal government, President Buhari, will know him to be a man that loves equity. He fights for fairness. We know him to be as such. He is not going to join successive government to undermine the Isoko people. We know he's not going to join successive government to maltreat and marginalize the Isoko people. So we are calling on him. It is a change administration. He should come and deal equitably with the Isoko people. He should deal justice to the Isoko people. We want to see him change this ugly narrative. We cannot continue like this. We are not going to take it any longer. Honestly, something should be done to assuage. Something should be done to change this ugly narrative. Our people are dying, and we are not going to take it any longer.
All right, let me give you the last word, President. There have been talks about the amnesty program, which the federal government, of course, put in place to, try to rehabilitate those that were involved in the struggle in the Niger Delta, especially those who were involved in the armed struggle. Now, but the stages are different. Apart from rehabilitating those that were involved in the armed struggle, the program is supposed to get to a point where it's supposed to engage youths in the Niger Delta. And there are talks that the Isoko youths have not been involved at all in this program. Is that true?
Yeah, it's very correct. The Isoko youth have not been involved. Like what my secretary talked about, the amnesty program was a good program, but what we've seen with the Isoko who are peaceful, we have seen that the federal government is rewarding criminality rather than people that are peaceful. So we are calling on the federal government to look at the program and engage Isoko youths so that we don't want to go into violence, because other ethnic groups have gone into violence and they are being rewarded. But we've appealed to our people to stay calm, and we are calling on government to look at the program. Even people in Delta North who are producing less than us, they are being rewarded. They have an amnesty program that they are being rewarded. Why is it that it's the turn of the Isoko that we cannot get such thing? So we are calling on government that he should put a program in place to make sure that the Isoko youth are involved. They are trained. We have people that are ready to train and ready to contribute their quota to the development of this nation. So we are calling on the federal government to do whatever they can, whatever program they, whatever name they want to call the program. We don't mind. What we are interested in, our people are trained so that the health hazard that they face, they will see that they are being rewarded for what they are facing, for what the nation have given to them, for what they've contributed to this country called Nigeria. Like my secretary said, if not for Isoko oil that was flowing in 2016, today at that point in time, the state government, they were bleeding, they were crying. But with Isoko, we kept our oil flowing, and the state was still kept afloat. So we want our youth, our women to be rewarded, not this peanut that they are giving to them as from the party. No, we want a system that will train them. We know what is being done in the amnesty program. People are sent outside of this country, stay 3 years, 4 years, they come back as trained engineers. Why is it that it's the turn of Isoko that we are not having such thing? So we are calling on the federal government and all well-meaning Nigerians to join force with us to plead with President Buhari, a man that we believe that can do justice to our cause, that he should put a program in place so that we, the Isoko youth, the Isoko women, can also benefit.
All right, thank you very much. We've been talking about the Isoko ethnic nationality. They say that they have been very faithful to Nigeria. They say they have not been involved in any violence whatsoever. And they say as a result of that, they do not see the dividends. They have not been rewarded for their very rather peaceful nature and ensuring that people live in peace and harmony. They say they should get their reward now so that their youths do not believe and get used to the fact that peaceful nature does not bring any development whatsoever. Let me thank Dr. Michael Aziabonu, President of the Isoko Monitoring Group, and Paul Emumena Michael, Secretary of the Isoko Monitoring Group. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for being in our studios.
Thank you so much.
Inside the Niger Delta continues after this time out. Don't go away.
Inside the Niger Delta.